You know, Paul's got the more range. He's 5'10", definitely got the length and the range.
Here we go. Introducing out of the blue corner, standing 126.4 pounds, standing 5'6" tall, with a record of 4 wins, 4 losses, fighting out of Intrepid Combat Academy from Springdale, Arkansas, the pastor of disaster, TREVOR HARVEY. And his opponent out of the red corner, standing 5'10" tall, weighing 127.8 pounds, with a record of 3 wins, 4 losses, fighting from Rock City MMA from Little Rock, Paul BILLANFANTE.
Paul BILLANFANTE, and of course he's a Little Rock guy, so he's got the support of the crowd. All right, guys, this is a fight where this is one of Nathan Kirby's guys. He trains at Rock City, so I'll be commentating solo for this one. It's always fun. Both these guys come right out. Paul's setting up feints. Look how he's trying to set up that left cross, which is always, if you got a southpaw, dude, that left cross is always open. But it's the same back for the orthodox fighter, so you got to watch it. Ooh, beautiful head kick. And look, as I said, we got Will stepping in right now. How you doing today, sir?
Hey, good fight so far, man.
Yes,
first fight was explosive.
It was. Oh, and Paul's going for the neck right off the bat.
Great spot. He steps into a mounted guillotine. He's going to throw some ground and pound here.
Yes, he is.
Oh, boy, those are brutal shots.
Not wasting any time right now.
Those are heavy shots. Harvey
but yeah, it looks like Trevor was going to set that triangle up, but, dude, Paul said, nuh-uh.
Man, he's explosive.
Oh, beautiful, he is. Oh,
Boy,
I do not like when fighters give up position like
I don't
that.
either. Pulling guard for a guillotine is probably one of the worst things you can do.
It is.
And see, there
he's answering it back.
He paid the price and gives up to half guard. So.
I like Nathan and I was talking over. I like when fighters get that lockdown from half guard on top and work from there for that ground and pound. I think it's a really, really dominant position. You can control the hips really well.
That is a great control position, and when you transfer into being a pro, man, it's the best elbow position, really. So.
Most definitely. I know I used to hear Randy Couture talk about how he loved to work from half guard on top.
Randy Couture, one of my favorite fighters, so yeah.
Right now, you know, just a little bit of ground and pound, staying busy on top, nothing too much, but.
In the first fight, red corner, he got on top position, and he was really using a lot of strength. You can tell the experience difference because Harvey's on top, and he's just being controlled. He's controlling position. He's not wasting energy. And he's trying to take back the win of the round because in the beginning of the round he was losing. Now he's controlling position and he's changing the judges' minds. So that's what you got to do.
And we know, I mean, generally speaking, the end of the round's what's going to be stuck in the judge's head, you know?
Exactly.
It's a little different with these 3-minute rounds, but like you said, there's really good pressure on top right now for Trevor. So what does Paul need to do right now, you think? Ooh,
Paul,
going for that.
Paul needs to hip escape. He's got good position, but now he doesn't. Yeah. He just gave up mount. He had good position to get his hips out. He needs to go ahead and do that again, or walk up the cage with his feet and try and there we go.
That's what he did right there, and he was perfect. You called it, Mr. Will.
So this is just what we were talking about. Now who wins this round? There's 20 seconds left.
And it's also, these are terrible rounds for a judge to call. I mean, it's been back and forth. But definitely Trevor's already wearing damage. And another reversal for Trevor. That was beautiful work right now.
The hip escapes these fighters are doing right now is some high-level stuff, even at the amateur level.
It's a different, dude, the level of amateurs that's coming out right now is
insane.
It is insane.
It's insane.
When I fought a few years, you know, I went 2-0. I fought 2016. From then to now, the level is grown immensely in just Arkansas.
It has. I tell people this all the time. When I started out my amateur career, I almost thought fighting was easy, just because there was a lot of untrained fighters fighting. There's not untrained fighters anymore. I'd get my butt kicked all over the cage if I was just now starting out today.
Oh, every time we do these fights, I get the grander, the illusion that I'm going to fight again. Almost 40. I'm like, oh, you got one more in you? No, sir. It's just the excitement of the crowd and the thing that gets me thinking. But Monday's show, you know, I don't think about it so much anymore because the level, and especially with the influx of wrestlers that are starting to come in, for the college wrestlers that are starting to be. I mean, it's getting to where it's tough, you know. in any state right now, but Arkansas especially, I feel like in the last few years has really started to put out a lot more talent than what it was known for.
They definitely have. Yeah, my last fight was against a very high-level wrestler, and boy, oh boy, that shows you a difference when you get a real high-level grappler in that cage and they can control where the fight's taking place.
It's a level of strength that you can't explain to anybody until it's not weight room strength. It doesn't translate to anything else but grappling. It's not explainable until they get their hands on you and then you feel it. All right, round number 2 of just what an action-packed round 1.
So who do you think won that round?
I really feel like Paul got more damage off when he had control, but it's going to be hard for the judges.
Nice
beautiful.
Left straight.
And Paul catch that leg going right for the takedown.
He needed to because Harvey landed a good left straight.
He did.
And kind of looked like he shook Paul up a little bit. Nice double leg by Paul.
He's got his neck, but not. He looks like he's.
Harvey's looking for another hip escape or sweep here. Nice elbow to the body by Paul.
Yeah, trying to use that overhook. He doesn't have it anymore.
Harvey's smart. He moved himself away from the cage so he didn't get his head pressed in where Paul could really do some damage on landing ground and pound.
It looked like he was trying to work those legs up for a triangle for a second, but Paul's staying pretty busy on the top.
Yeah, Harvey's got some really good ground game. He's got good submissions, but it looks like Paul's strong and has really good escapes and submission defense. So that's always a fun grappling.
Most definitely. You know he's training in Rock City with Nathan Kirby, so you know he's working on all types of his ground game.
Nice. And Trevor Harvey's hip escaping here.
Oh,
and he goes straight into the triangle. He turns it. He's got to turn the corner.
Right now, Paul needs to stack.
He's going the wrong way. Actually, Harvey's pulling himself the wrong way. He needs to bring his body out.
Exactly.
There he goes. There he goes. He got himself out. He's going to actually try to mount with it.
That mount to triangle's nasty once you get it like that, dude. It's so tight.
And there's no way the fighter can go. I mean, you've got such a good base.
Trying to slant. Ugh.
So, and I was going to say, Harvey needs to hook the leg.
There we go. And he got the tap.
Right
as you called hook the leg, Will. You called it right on the spot. An amazing, amazing second fight right now. Both guys came out hard.
Yeah, Paul looks a little disappointed, but, I mean, he shouldn't be. Really good match. He showed a lot of really good skill. And, sometimes you just –
and that's why these guys fight at amateurs. I mean, I'm not saying a loss doesn't matter, because it always matters. But this is when a loss really is more of a learning lesson than at that pro level, when it can, it's half your money at that point and it can stop you. These are when they can take these fights and learn from his mistakes and get better the next time. And we know
I've talked to a lot of people, and I always tell them I learned way more from my losses than I ever learned from my victories. And it's not like I want to go in and lose so I can learn, but it shows you little holes in your game, because Paul actually fought very well in that fight. He had some really good positions. What happens if he goes into the gym and he works on capitalizing and maintaining those positions more so that he stays out of a place where he gets caught in a submission like that? That's the kind of things you start to look at. Like, I fought well, but I can improve here, and now I'm a better fighter.
Most definitely. Yeah, like you said, has nothing to hold his head down. I mean, it was a wonderful fight. Trevor was just a better man tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, in 1 minute 43 seconds of the second round, we have your winner by triangle choke, the pastor of disaster, Trevor Harvey.